Hey guys, we're back on the trail. Welcome back. We're about to start a 12 miler and it's the penultimate Bowland Fell walk. We've only got one more after this, which is a very small bit of road walking where we're going to debrief, we're going to sum up what we've found, what we've learned, what we've enjoyed, what we've hated in the Bowland Fells. But first we've got to get a bit of a mammoth 12 miler out of the way. We've got a lot of hills, a lot of elevation. So let's just get straight on it. We're about to go straight up a steep hill. So I thought I'd get this bit done. Stick is already out. It's Saturday. It is gorgeous. Could not stay indoors today. We're going to get out. We're going to get this trail bashed out. So let's get on it. So I'm breathing heavy already because I've just come up this very steep bank. If you remember from last week's video, top of Blair's Moss, we went up that side all the way up there where you can see those sheep following the fence up onto the top there. Man, it looks really steep from here. Yeah, so we went right up there. So this time we're going the opposite way. We're going to go up to Whins Fell. Hang on, I actually looked at this before. Terrible. Whins Brow. So there's a trig point up there. I think I can see it, to be fair. There's a trig point, so this is going to be our first major climb. But yeah, from last week you can see this here. And we are heading, you're going to be in the sunshine, I'm afraid. But we're heading up here to the trig point. And oh my, the views already. I always say this, but with the good weather, the views are going to be perfect. Yeah, really excited for this. Let's get after it. Words cannot convey how beautiful today is. Last week we had that howling wind, which was why a lot of the footage had music over the top, had a soundtrack, just because the footage was really sort of ruined by the howling wind. And today we've got all that sunshine, but only a cool breeze. So I expect to be sunburnt a little bit. I do have cream in my pack, but you're just getting the summer smells. And I've never really been an outdoorsy person until I was an adult. I was kind of introvert. Well, I still am introvert, to be fair. I was very much an indoorsy gamer back in the early days of gaming, when being a gamer was actually being a gamer. When the first sort of home computers came around, back when I rode a dinosaur. So I never really went outdoors, and my earliest memory of being outdoors was school trips. And there was one in particular where in primary school, I can only remember it vaguely, we went to a museum or whatever, and we were outside after we'd been round, and it was like this glorious sunshine, not a breath of wind, and the smells of grass, of summer, they just stuck in my mind and burned into my memory. So every time I come out in this kind of weather and you get the sun and you get the smells, it's just mind-blowing, absolutely brilliant. Makes me very grateful. And I came out, I wasn't going to come out originally. We'd had my brother around last night, we'd had some really good time together. I didn't get to bed till like 2:30, 3, and my wife got up at 6, so I'm like, ugh. We had a few hours sleep, I won't bother. But then I looked outside and I'm like, nope, we need to be out today. Not regretting it at all, but I am pepped up on 2 full cups of coffee and an energy drink, and I've got another one in my bag. So, woo! Anyway, that's what I've got to say about this. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And all our familiar sights, our old friends. We've got top of Blaze Moss up there, and way off we're looking again the Yorkshire peaks, and then behind us, got to say it every time, Heysham power plant, Morecambe. We do have a walk to do in Morecambe, but yeah, Heysham that way, and the coast, the west coast. So taking a breath while I'm carrying on up to Whins Brow, about a quarter of a kilometre to go. Just loving it, soaking it up. Yeah. Really a piece of chocky. Right, Whins Brow trig point. Wasn't a difficult climb from the road. We're going to head sort of north with a few degrees northwest, and then we're going to head to Dog Crag, and then we're heading directly north to the permissible footpath that takes us onto Wolfhole Crag, which is down from the Wardstone, somewhere over there, and then before heading south, so just before the halfway mark is Wolfhole Crag. Wasn't confident that we'd done it before, definitely don't have a video of it, I don't think, so I thought not worth the risk, we'll definitely go and bag that one, and then come south through the grass plots down the valley. We've got a lot of elevation, up down, so we'll have a break around Dog Crag, which is the 3 mile mark. So right, let's get to it. So we are literally going along this fence, and if you follow the wall all the way up that way, so we're going to go down up to Wolfhole Crag following that wall. So we always carry, especially as we get to spring, bug spray. Highly recommend that, brilliant stuff that. And of course, sun cream. So I'm going to put a bit of this on before we carry on. There we go. I'm obviously fair haired, fair skinned, so I burn very easy, especially in this weather. Oh, sun's in your eyes. So I do recommend sun cream. Main reason being, if you don't tan really easily, then you know you're going to get to your campsite, you're going to get to the end of the day, you're going to have a very painful burn, and it can be very irritating, especially when you're trying to sleep in a situation that's already not as comfortable as your own bed at home. So I do definitely recommend, obviously for cancer reasons, I do recommend always having, from spring onwards, a good factor of sun cream, whatever's comfortable for you. And bug spray, man alive, look at some of my other videos, that has come in handy, because when the summer comes and we're out here, it's midges, it's horseflies, and they bite and they're horrible. So Avon Skin So Soft Don't even get that outside of the country. I think you can. Outside of the UK, really recommend it. But I always say, whenever I put sun cream on, and I talk about smells often because smells are a sort of scientifically proven fact to trigger some of the deepest memories, even more so than visuals. So sometimes the smell can really send you down memory lane. And every time I put sun cream on, no matter what it is, I'm always reminded of family holidays with the kids in Wales. My favourite place, possibly on the planet, is Wolfhole in Wales, North Wales. And we used to have days on the beach, weeks, holidays down there. We used to go to the Haven site. And at the time, I didn't really appreciate it because I was raising kids that I've mentioned before. I know my son was really struggling with painful toothache we weren't aware of as he was growing up. But it made the holidays difficult. But then as time's gone by, the memories sort of cleaned up a bit now, and I can remember all the good stuff. And sun cream, the smell of it always takes me back to Wolfhole. Really good times. So this is quite cool. It's on the map. It's quite a large body of water, much larger than I was expecting. And our track directs us around the left-hand side. I mean, if I'm going to be honest, that little bit looks a bit better to cross, but I'm going to stick with the map, and the map has the track going that way, so that's what we're going to do. Right, so that was Brennan's Tarn. Quite a large body of water there, just in the valley between these two fells. So we're back on the trail now. Obviously, we're following the fence to that high point there before heading a little bit northeast to pick up Wolfhole Crag. So, but man, are we getting them views! Beautiful. It's just the perfect temperature, dude. Absolutely perfect. But yeah, I'm eating a lump of chocolate because I'm expecting it to melt soon, so I'll get it eaten. Sadly, I do need to say that last week when we were hiking top of Blaze Moss, literally maybe a mile or so away, tragically in the Forest of Bowland, the police think that a young woman was murdered and her body dumped there or buried. And I think as we speak now, that story unfolded during the week. So I went through my photographs because they were looking for a silver transit van, and I did see some vans. I think you remember we saw a camper van, and I went back and checked that it wasn't the one they were looking for. And I was kind of confident as the story broke that she was already dead, and I kind of knew that was going to come because the police seemed to handle it in that way. Like, they already knew before the news went out that this woman was missing. And so as the story unfolded, it turned out she got into this van at Bolton by Bowland and then was driven to the Forest of Bowland. So if you remember, we've only been through the Forest of Bowland once on one of my videos, and there was Gisborne Forest as well. But yeah, we're expecting now that as we're walking here, I know that the police are over in the forest combing the area. So it's a tragic, horrible story, and just weird that it's kind of was going on at the same time that we were hiking. So always on the hills, I'm vigilant. I'm looking at things that are out of place. Before, when I was talking to you about the sun cream, I could see a van just parked up over on the road. So these things kind of get logged in my memory, sort of out of place behaviours. So always be vigilant, guys. Always be aware that something you see or you might know might help a police investigation. But tragic, absolutely tragic. So I thought we'd stop for a minute. We're at Miller's house, apparently. Series of rocks, crags. Apparently belonging to Miller, it's his house. So I'm sure he won't mind us stopping here. But again, beautiful place to stop. I can see that van again. Assume there's something to do with the grouse shooting. He's on the road. But yeah, we're just approaching the 3 mile mark at Dog Crag, which is behind us to the top of that hill. And then we're going to follow it round to the 4 mile mark, 4.5, Wolfhole Crag. Whew. Difficult going, because you can see if I turn you around, that hill there, that's where we've come from. So there was a lot of climbing and then a lot of descending. So I'm going to have a minute, just a minute, not a proper break. I'm going to carry on when I get past the 3 mile mark, quarter of the way, and have a proper break then. Might even have a brew. Soaking it in, man. So we're at the top of Brennan Hill. Quite the slog, 474 metres, and looking west out to Morecambe Bay, and then that's the way we're heading, Wolfhole Crag. So the land stays a little bit more level all the way up there. This is the 3 mile mark, or just beyond it. Not making the best time, obviously it's difficult terrain, but we're not in any great rush, so I think I'll press on, get the break at the crag. So looking that way is actually the Wardstone. We've been there before. We've done that. Well, if you went from the Wardstone, you'd follow it all the way along the ridge and to Wolf Crag. And it occurred to me at this point that I'm in serious risk of getting pooed on. An army of seagulls. An air force, a squadron. Whew. That's hard work. Oh. So we're pounding up to the permissible footpath, marked as an orange line. That's heading west to east, east to west, and it comes off from Wardstone. So if you were on the Wardstone, you could cut this way and hit Wolf Crag along the same path. And I can just see up ahead, signpost, finger post, where that road meets my path. So up there, looks like there's some good rocks for sitting rocks. So I'm going to stop there. Not going to push on to Wolfhole, I'm not turning it into a death march. I'm going to stop there, have a break, refill my water. Hard to think we've come all the way from that flipping hill over there. Our old friend the wind is back. Hope you can hear me, should be alright. Not as bad as it was last week. So we'll have a quick brew. And then we can push on to Wolfhole Crag, which obviously is going to be even windier. didn't get me this time. And then start to descend after that. Well, we'll descend and then we have to climb back up, because the end is obviously the foot of the hill we climbed up right at the beginning, Whins Brow. So quite sad today. May bank holiday weekend. Obviously you're all enjoying your weekend out, doing whatever you're doing, and it would have been Warped's NVS 2022, the Paintball Festival, which obviously since 2019 was cancelled. 2020 and 2021 didn't happen. We get to 2022 and I think they've realised that it's not coming back. Part of the site itself was fine, the military base, but the people who organised the air supply for the markers, because they run on compressed air, is no longer in business thanks to Charlie Vector 19er, and so they had to regrettably cancel, and they were running a simple 3-day weekend at their own site, which can only hold a maximum of 400, and north versus south usually holds about 2,000. It's a massive event. I'm about to blow over there. Massive event, and I just fear now it's never going to come back, which is a massive shame, because that was a big part of my calendar. Even as I did less and less paintballing, kind of lost interest, but the festival atmosphere, obviously the camping, I think there's definitely a video very early in the list, maybe of paintball, and we had the tents and the big barbecue, cooking steak, and it were good times. Really cut my camping teeth at MVS, and we would have been there today enjoying this fine weather, having a few brewskis round the camp. So yeah, sad, kind of saddened. But on a brighter note, we're out hiking, we're having a brew. So the good news is that this week we have 2 days to, my wooden spoon, 2 days to hit the Gritstone Trail. We're going to be doing that Tuesday, Wednesday. I've booked the site. You don't really need to book it, just let the woman know you're coming. There's a mobile number for the Wild Boar Inn, where most people stay. And yeah, I'm going to start doing the kit tomorrow, getting the bag packed. Got some stuff on order from Amazon last minute. I was tempted to get another tent just to do something different. I'm not excited to be doing that trail again, really am. So I'll do a video, take you through it. Walked it in 2019 when Charlie Victor 19er kicked off. I think I've said before in previous videos, I was able to camp there. We were in a sort of semi-lockdown, but I wasn't able to go in the pub was shut. So I couldn't get any food, but the day was a bit like this, sunny but a little bit windy, so I had some great camping. The walk itself was a bit grey, a bit overcast, but yeah, I enjoyed it. It's a good little trail. So we'll be doing that Tuesday, be doing some videos in prep, and looking forward to it. Should be good. Going to be a different loadout, different kit, a bit like the Rossendale Way and the Pendle Way, other videos of multi-day hikes, but this will just be a one-nighter. Yeah, it's going to be good. Right, so it's a bit cold to be sat around, so I've had my brew, a little biscuit, and you just see the misty valley there. I'm going to head on to Wolfhole Crag. That's at 600 something metres, I think. It's quite steep. Should be a trig point up there as well. Let's check. Sorry, what am I talking about? 527 metres high. Then we're going to pick up the grouse butts south of there straight away, start a descent. So we've got a descent down and then one more climb towards the end. So it's about 12 o'clock now. I am kind of chivying myself along. So there you go, Wolfhole Crag, and what a view, eh? What a view, looking out over the fells. Obviously it's whipping up a wind here, but if I turn you around, our familiar Yorkshire Three Peaks again, and then even further behind, follow the wall, you can see two towers up over there. That's White Tower Hill. Did I say that right? Have I got it wrong again? Anyway, we've been up there, remember, the two sighting towers. You can just see them there poking up. So we're now going to go through the stile here, swing south, pick up the track, and I suspect we're going to go through the grouse area where we saw the van before. Mostly road and track, so we should get some good mileage, but let's spend a few minutes here just taking in the view.